And now on this one I will be testing a pretty interesting 990X engineering sample CPU I was able to find from Italy. It's not as good on water cooling as my legendary 980X, which did 6.9 W'32 and so on, but you never know, it's still very good based on my water cooling tests, but cold scaling is what always makes the overall difference at the end. So I want to see, can the CPU run full pot temperatures easily? I think that these should be able to do it quite easily, and just my main interest will be on the multi-threaded stuff. So W prime first, then Pi fast and validation. SuperPi 32M is only at like 6 GHz or something, like very low clock speed. That's probably one of the main reasons why these later batch or newer Gulftowns, they cannot run SuperPi at very high frequencies. The same thing that happened with my 980X very recently when I was running it on LN2. So as my Rampage 3 Extreme, not in fully working condition at the moment, I will be using the same Rampage 3 Black Edition what I used with the 930 on the previous video, T-Rex container, the KPX thermal paste from kimpingcooling.com, only 2 sticks of memory for starters as I'm only running W prime, Corsair AX1600i for the as the power supply, and NVIDIA 6500 GT with capture card as always. No heater plate or anything, so let's get this whole thing going and just see what happens. Will be pretty interesting. Okay, top W prime 32 is by Bench Pros from Germany at very good efficiency, 6.6. This is currently at 6.3 something. So we have quite a bit of distance to go. I want to see, can this thing run full pot temperatures? Okay, it hang already. Cold bag. Okay, pretty sure lapping helped a little bit. 1.82 volts on the CPU, 662. There is a little bit of efficiency thing because apparently Bench Pros already got the rank 1 at this frequency. His efficiency seems just unbelievable. I don't. Feels too good. Okay, let's try again. 7128, 7129, 7140. Okay, let's try again. Now it hang. 184 times, yeah. New top score. Okay, new top score in PyFast 12.47. Previous top score by SF3D at 12. I think it's 12.48, made in February of 2011. Lower CPU frequency on mine, but I have dual channel memory and so on, so pretty good. And okay, that's the new top score in SuperPy 32 and with my first Gulftown 990X. For 5 minutes 45.594, previous top score by Tapakas MOCX from Latvia, Soviet Union, Netherlands, Switzerland, wherever he wishes to reside currently when he's watching this video. But his previous run was actually extremely strong. Server 2003, which I normally don't like to use with X58, at least for me, the maximum clock speeds are lower than Windows XP, but the efficiency is obviously better in that operating system. So his run was 5 minutes 47.828, so a bit over 2 seconds slower than my run, but only at 6.2 something. This was at 6.473, 75. His memory was better, only dual channel as well, 2666. Not sure did he run the memories on or LN2, because TRCD6 is very difficult at 2000. Could be some very picked GDX2 or something like that, but his Anko at 5 GHz definitely gives him advantage. But definitely happy. This was very hard to run. Sometimes just weird crashes all over the place and had to find better combination with base clock and multiplier. So now I have the validation. PyFast and 32, I'm missing W primes and 1M. I think this is rank 2. Efficiency now correct compared to my previous operating system. I think this is shared with the Cal. The guy named Carlo or something. Very old result. I think it was Splave 109 was his run. No. Actually, yes, that's the new top score, 1024 amp, but damn hard. Damn hard. 1 millisecond difference to SF3D. So 75.796 against 75.797 by SF3D. Mine is at 6.6 GHz, he ran at 6.585. So I have a tiny bit of efficiency problem over here with my operating system, but it's still good enough. So now only missing 1M and W prime 32, but 32 definitely impossible. I need to fix the OS and probably need a bit better CPU as well for that. because I cannot match Bench Pro's efficiency. But I'm extremely happy already. So that was 1 millisecond improvement from SF3D, and I think High Cookie was at 75.89 at 6.58 as well, I think. Engineering sample CPU. I think all of these are engineering sample, these top 3. Shared rank 2 or rank? It's rank 2 or shared rank 2. I don't remember was SF3D 245 or 246. Don't remember. It is improving. And okay, I decided to do the wrap up this way with the capture card now when all of the results have been posted and everything, because there were some changes along the way when I was running this 990X engineering sample CPU on LN2. First of all, huge thanks to Livio from Italy for selling me the CPU, as it's pretty awesome. I haven't tested that many 990X chips, maybe 5 in total, and this was able to do 4 out of 6. So only missing the W prime 32 and fastest 1M. So first of all, validation 7.14, we saw 7.1. 7.1 with 6 cores and 12 threads. I think the maximum can go a tiny bit higher, maybe 7.16, but that's pretty much it. I think I'm pretty sure 7.2 is not going to happen. I first started this video with Rampage 3 Black Edition, as I saw at the beginning. I quickly noticed this CPU needs very high CPU PLL voltage to be able to run full bot temperatures, and that's kinda annoying. Some CPUs they prefer low PLL. I think most CPUs they prefer low CPU PLL. Some CPUs they need very high CPU PLL for maximum temperatures. So with Rampage 3 Black Edition, coldest I could run was like -160 something. With this CPU, I needed 2.38 volts on the CPU PLL to hit the maximum temperature of LN2 consistently. And with X58A-OC from Gigabyte, you can run CPU PLL up to like 2.5 or even 3 volts, something like this. Very, very high. But actually the maximum V-core is capped at 1.9 with the X58A overclock, which is a minus. Some CPUs, they scale, at least for validation and so on, even above 1.9, but usually multi-core testing, the CPUs they don't like more than 1.88 based on my own experience. So the results were obviously done on the X58A overclock. I haven't run it in a while, but I've seen this before. My first 7.2 GHz 980X was the same thing. It needed very high CPU PLL voltage to run the maximum temperature of liquid nitrogen. Sadly, Rampage 3 boards like Extreme, Formula, Black Edition, the highest value you can put in CPU PLL is only 2.05, so that's not enough. Of course, you could do a volt mode, but I wasn't really keen on doing that right now, because generally you can hit the same frequency on both of these boards. I haven't seen that big of a difference between on the maximum clock speed, I mean, between, let's say, Rampage 3 Black or Extreme and the X58A overclock. I actually had to do 3 sessions with this CPU. So first with the Black Edition, then I tried the Gigabyte board, but the CPU had some markings or something on the top of the IHS, and it actually cracked the thermal paste. So I had to lap the CPU. I didn't try to do the utmost best outcome on the CPU lapping, but that's the end result, what I got after running the top scores. That's definitely okay. It's not like 100% perfect, but it's definitely decent, better than at the beginning. So that's what I had to do. So on the 3rd attempt, I was able to run those scores you saw on this video. So 7.14. I think the verification, so you can see here, this was actually run on November 12th of 2025, and the video is coming out on 29th. I planned to do the video a bit earlier, but I've been doing some things which caused some delay. But definitely decent, if you ask me. PyFast was quite easy. Even at just 6.9, I was able to beat SF3D, which the previous top score at 12.48. Dual channel, of course. Triple channel would crash once again at like -165, which is a common thing with these CPUs. Maybe I could have used 3 channels for 32M, but then probably the CPU clock speed would have been a bit lower, but I didn't find it necessary. So 6.9, 12.47, memory at 1768, 675, 16 command rate 1, and 4.6 on the Encore. If we look at SF3D, of course his clock speed is awesome, Rampage 3x3, but only 1 stick of memory, which is definitely causing him reduction on the efficiency, even though the memory itself in itself is okay, like DDR3, close to DDR3 2777, 21 command rate 1, and decent on the Encore, close to 5 GHz. So his CPU was definitely alright back then. 1M, I think I cannot beat the old score made by Splave. I think I need to find a better CPU because the CPU just wouldn't run 1M over 6.6. So this is probably the hardest one of the performance tests. So even 6.2 or 3 is okay, it's rank 2. I remembered the previous rank 2 wrong during the video. So 6.58 clock speed, close to 4.9 Encore. The score I was talking about was the Cal 930, 6.234. But yeah, for 1M I definitely need a bit better CPU, I'm pretty sure about that. 32M, definitely hard, a bit over 2 seconds faster, but the efficiency by Samo CX definitely awesome at only 6.2, also just 2 memory channels. But you can see many people, they aren't running high at all when it comes to 32M on the 990X, so that's kinda good proof about the problem with SuperPi 1M and 32M with these Gulftown CPUs, why it's so hard to run them at very high clock speed, like when I was trying the 980X. And W Prime was extremely difficult as well. Took me many attempts to even beat SF3D, and just 1 millisecond margin at 6.604 against 6.585. W Prime 32, I'm pretty sure I cannot beat the old top score made by Bench Bros from Germany. This is enormous efficiency for just 6.6, 2.375. This is definitely huge. I think my old 980X, I got 2.405 at 6.615 long time ago, or 2.406, and Matt26 from the UK needed like close to 6.7 for 2.405. I could investigate a little bit on the efficiency, but the next step from this would be like 2.359, something like this, and that definitely needs well over 6.7, I think, based on normal efficiency. So now I'm just shared rank 2, well then rank 3 at 2.405. Just 10 MHz difference between me and SF3D. So this is not gonna happen, but this is like almost unbelievable efficiency if you ask me. 6.6 for 2.375 seconds. It's still good. 990X is not like at the highest end when it comes to importance of these X58 CPUs. 980X is a lot more important because that was a lot more used CPU than 990X. When 980X came out on the market in like March or April of 2010, it was a huge release, even though it was expensive at $1,000 price tag, like 900 something euros. It was still extremely popular. It was very popular CPU, even with that very high price tag. But 990X was a little bit different story because the original Sandy Bridge was already out on the market, and in some things it was even outperforming the very expensive Gulftown, and you could get, let's say, 2600K at under 300 euros, so the 990X wasn't so popular anymore. But it's still pretty interesting CPU model to take down all of the top scores with. Would be awesome to get the remaining 2, so 1M and W Prime 32. We'll see if it happens in the future. So 4 out of 6 with this interesting CPU model. Maybe if I improve the lapping a little bit, I could improve at least the multi-threaded performance a little bit. There's definitely some headroom on PyFast, but this is already decent enough. So I think that's pretty much it for now with 990X. As you can see, the top scores are already uploaded to hwbot.org, so definitely like this video if you appreciate all of my efforts with these older platforms. Maybe I hope you subscribe to my channel as well, and maybe check out my Patreon page as well if you want to contact me personally and if you want to support my work. But otherwise, thanks for watching one of my videos once again, and I will see you on the next one.